to summarize from last time? I'm gonna start calling on people. Yeah, you do it, Tom. I heard it.
That's what I need is my Strahd notes.
Mm-hmm.
Session 4. The gang stops by Mad Mary's house. Her daughter ran away to get with Strahd. Hopefully that's working out. Also has a creepy doll. Elandra did her dishes, and we freshened up the place, and feel much better. Then we went to the Burgomaster's house. Did some more cleaning, some laundry. Convinced Ismark to come with us. And then we took the trip to the encampment. Found some wolf traps. Then we made to Serpoul. And that was just a great time. Madame Ava has a big tent, welcomed us in, read our fortunes, revealed all our secrets, and gave us some clues that maybe we can act on. And then we left the tent, had a little chat. We're going to talked about sticking to the plan to keep moving Arena, but wonder about the words that Madame Ava left us with. Dun, dun, dun.
Excellent job. Nice summary. All right. So I believe you all had just left the tent.
Yes, and we were all advised very strongly by Callow and Lucian to ask subtle questions about some of the information that we just discovered. And Beatrix said, "Yep, okay, great," and then went up to someone that she chose at random and said, "Hey, do you know of a place that used to be holy but isn't anymore?" So that was the last thing that happened before we got to black, I think.
Thank you for reminding me. My notes were not specific in this regard, and I was like, well, we might have to do a little rewinding. But all right. So yeah, Beatrix, you see, so all of you see as you're coming back out, as a reminder, there are about 12 people that are, you see, like, sitting and standing around the fire, chatting, etc. And it's 50-50 men and women, because that's how genetics work.
And in my mind, it's like nighttime, but not too late yet.
Yeah, that's right. Like, I think you just missed dinner, but they offer it to you as you guys come out of Madame Ava's tent. And it's just like a nice stew, probably some rabbit stew, I think. Some nice carrots and potatoes floating around in there.
I know Courage would like to go around to folks, not getting too far off by herself, but go around offering her services as a priestess. So if anyone could use some healing or is curious about would like to pray about something, seems troubled, or would like to talk about anything, just the standard priestess MO.
Sure. One of the menu approach, he introduces himself to you as Nicolas. Nicolas is like, you seem very excited. Well, tell me about this Shantae. Pitch me. Let's hear it.
And just to add while doing this, keeping an eye out for anyone that looks like what was the phrase? A dark elf.
Mm-hmm. Mostly just a mix of humans at this particular camp.
Sure. And if it's okay, I'd say we can come back to me once we see what everyone else is doing.
Sure. All right, Beatrix, did you... maybe we'll come back to Beatrix as well. What are other folks doing?
Callow sees both Beatrix and Courage kind of diving right in and starting to have conversations with people, and will sort of hang nearby to sort of listen in, but is not going to strike up his own conversation with anybody yet. Not at the moment.
Excellent. What about Elandra? What are you up to?
Oh, can't hear you.
Oh. I love when Jeanette forcefully curses, but we can't hear it. We can feel it.
Can you hear me now?
There she is.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know why it does this. It like automatically will switch to my Microsoft Teams input instead of my AirPods, and I have to manually go in and switch the sound setting every so often. Makes no sense.
Should just
Anywho,
play on your Mac instead.
I am playing on my Mac.
Why do you have Microsoft Teams on your Mac?
Because sometimes I work from my Mac. Babe.
Babe.
Sometimes I don't want to bring 2 laptops when I travel. All right.
That's legit.
So I think if I'm thinking like Elandra, she's probably going to be more observant first. And I would ask, is there anybody that would look threatening? Like anybody that looks like trouble, or like, maybe there's some mix of personalities we could start to discern.
Actually, we
like you said 12 people. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Will you do perception check for me?
Yeah. Heyo. 19.
Oh, thank you. Wow, 19.
Oh,
okay. Amazing. Oh, yeah, that's cool stuff. So you're looking around, and initially the folks that are sort of around the campfire, like, no one comes off as like inherently suspicious. Definitely a big range of personalities. Like, some folks are quieter, some folks more boisterous. That's all expected. But as you sit there for a few more minutes and start looking around like more broadly, you start to notice that there are eyes watching you from the wagons, and you can see like the glint of a sword. The fire catches a reflection off a bowstring. So you see like one person per wagon approximately.
How many wagons? Are there 12 wagons?
Oh my god, I love how you say wagons. The wagons. No, it's
Wagons.
the best. I would say, I think there are 4 wagons. Oh wait, I know where this is. It's in my things. Let me look. It's there. There are 4. There are 4 wagons. As in the
12
picture.
people, 4 wagons. All right. I think what I would do is probably maybe stroll quietly around the wagons and see if I can see more about what's going on in each wagon.
Okay.
Non-threatening, just sort of moseying along.
Walking around them, you can hear some light snoring. You get the sense there might be some folks already asleep in the wagons. And if you get especially close to them, you'll hear someone be like, you get the sense that it's one of the people watching you.
Okay. So I would be respectful of boundaries and just sort of keep moving along.
All right. And I'll say, just from walking around, you get the idea that these folks are perhaps lookouts or guards of some kind.
Perfect.
Excellent. All right, Lucian.
I'm going to smile and I would be more positive. Like, I'm not walking around like freaked out or anxious, just more pleasant.
Excellent. But I would say, like, if you smile and, like, sort of make eye contact with them from their, like, hiding places, like, they'll kind of give you the nod back of acknowledgement. Great. Fantastic. Lucian, what are you up to?
Lucian's going to kind of look around and see if there's anyone that looks like they might be a trader. Someone who might be willing to barter goods.
I heard traitor.
Me too. I was like, oh, okay.
Someone who will betray their people and offer me a deal.
Trader, not trader.
Trader. The goods was what it was like. Oh, it's trade and not trade.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We'll come back to that. Let's go. Let's go, Beatrix. We can loop back around. So, Beatrix, you walk up to a male or female presenting person. Uh-oh. I don't know if she said something.
No.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, I go up to the closest person that I see, and I just go ahead and ask the question.
All right. You walk up to someone. It's a big burly dude. He's got like short, shorn hair, kind of gray. You see like flecks of gray and silver. He actually is wearing it real well. Looks like he's pretty muscular. What do you say to him?
At first I say, "Hi! Do you know of anywhere that used to be holy but isn't anymore?"
Yes, hello, welcome to our camp. I don't suppose I know any place by that particular description.
Sorry, I should introduce myself. Beatrix Breakbones. I am a warrior of the Morning Lord.
Oh, it is a pleasure to meet you, Miss Breakbones. I am Grigori.
Grigori, lovely to meet you. I'm sorry, that was poorly put, my question. I was wondering if there are any well-known former sanctuaries of the Morning Lord here in Barovia. I've been tasked by him to put some things right around here, and I know that he has recently struggled a lot in this area, so you understand my curiosity, I'm sure.
Oh, yes, I understand. Religion very important sometimes. I mean, I myself am not a religious man, but I hear there's like a big monastery, abbey, yes, in the west, near Krezek, I think.
Oh, do the friars serve the Morning Lord?
There's an abbot there, I believe. Yes, he does.
Oh, okay. But is there any place that used to be a temple and no longer is? To your knowledge?
Not specifically, no.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much. Is there anything that I can do for you as a servant of the Morning Lord?
Well, I've got this, like, crick in my back. I don't know if you could help with it. You know, years of swinging the sword and hunting the deer and...
Yeah, I can do a little something for that. Come here. And Beatrix is going to, which healing spell did I have activated? Yeah, she's gonna cure wounds on him.
Oh, amazing. Wow, I have not felt this good in many years. I feel like a young man.
All thanks to, the Dawn guy.
Oh, the Morning Lord. Yes, maybe next time we're passing through a town, I will look him up if they can help with my back. I didn't realize you all were doctors as well.
Well, we use our small divine energies in whatever ways can be useful to others, and this is one of my gifts. I'm very lucky.
So am I. I'm very lucky to have met you. Lovely Beatrix.
Yes. Thank you so much, Grigori. Bye. And I'm gonna run over to Courage. And I'm gonna sort of wait for her to stop talking to whoever she's talking to so that I can tell her that I just TN'd someone. Because I think Beatrix feels like she's the only person in the group who's gonna appreciate this.
Curious what Courage's reaction is to this.
Courage! This guy had a bad back, and he wanted me to heal it with the Morning Lord, and I just touched it, and I thought about healing it, and it worked.
One second, Beatrix. I'm talking to this person.
Sorry.
That's all right.
It was cool. I don't know. It was cool. And she's gonna sort of regain her composure and like go back to looking really stoic.
All right, Courage. So you're chatting with someone.
Sure, and not really looking to like get into a conversation, just more hustling, busking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd say you get some similar requests to Beatrix. Well, I would also love to hear your pitch as part of it. Can you pitch us, and then we can sum up?
Sure.
Great.
Yeah, just going around person to person. I think the elevator pitch, the Type 5. Good evening. I'm Courage Puredeed, messenger of the goddess Shantea. Is there anything troubling you that I can help you with? Perhaps your garden, you have some questions about. I can help with the land. I can detect some disease or talk to you about your future. Maybe a conflict you could use help mediating or some other troubles you'd like to talk about.
I would
and
say
donations to Shantea quite welcome, and has the alms box like nearby and pats it.
You don't necessarily get money. I would say people offer you additional drinks, but most people will be polite and sort of smile and try to gently brush you off, as is common to those that are evangelizing to a random population. But you'll have a couple folks, like a woman named Natasha will ask you if you can help her with her wrist that she hurt last week. Stanimir asks for your advice on growing. He's trying to grow some beets, but like in a planter, and he's not sure when they're going to be ready. So he asks if you have ever tried to grow beets in a planter before. It's just like in his cart, etc.
Nice. And yeah, we'll can take a little look at the wrist. See if there's anything obvious, or if it seems to warrant, if it looked infected or warrants anything helpful.
I'd say like a light sprain.
It might be best to immobilize it and not use it for a couple of weeks. Actually, I have some of Shantea's gifts left for the day, though. I could try to ask for her blessing on it.
Oh, thank you. That would be so lovely.
Sure. Well, we'll try it here once.
Amazing. She thanks you, and she will give you a silver piece for the alms box in thanks.
And yeah, I could. Beets. Beets are tricky. Is the planter big enough? Should be at least like 3 times the size of the beet you'd like.
Yes, Stanimir will offer to show you the planter and like go get it. And so there's a whole rigmarole.
Sure. Can leave it there.
Okay. Lucian, you were looking for folks to trade.
Either information or maybe even rudimentary goods.
Mm-hmm. Goods-wise, they seem to have mostly like what they need. Folks would be willing to trade you if you needed more rations, for example. Like they don't want to see you go hungry, but they don't have like there's not like a merchant among them that has goods for sale. Now, are you looking for something specific?
So as Lucian kind of whispered to Callow as he was circling the fire, even a rudimentary map of these lands, something that might hint at some of the locations that Madame Eva's cartomancy spoke to. I know that you gave us a map, but I think that was metagaming, right? It was kind of just so us to see it, so it's not something that any of our characters would know about. And since the Vistani are nomadic, I'm wondering if they have anything along, the lines of a map, something that they use to, keep track of encampments or friendly towns, open roads, closed roads, difficult passages, that kind of thing. Or is it all just, a vocal history? Are they all just passing it down by word of mouth?
So asking around a bit, you eventually end up sort of sitting next to Anna, who is the woman that told you all that Madame Eva was waiting for you in her tent. And she is clearly like a senior member in the caravan with considerable knowledge. So she doesn't have a paper map, but she will describe to you in some detail what Barovia, sort of the layout of Barovia. So you get a sense of the roads. Hold on, I need it in front of me. So from like leaving the pool that you're gonna be hitting a crossroads, and you can head up to Castle Ravenloft or towards Vallaki and passing a windmill, an old mill, flour mill, on your way there. She explains Vallaki is not friendly to the Vistani. So they don't know that much about the actual city itself, and usually move past it. She's heard that there is a Vistani camp nearby Vallaki, but doesn't know exactly where it is because since they're not welcome, they try to stay hidden. Going further west, so the road moves further west. There's allegedly a ruined city to the south, but she doesn't know much about it. Just that there's talk of a city that had once existed that had been punished. And that's, people sort of leave it at that. Krezek is more in the northwest, and that's the city that's close to the abbey that people have told you about. And finally, she also explains one of her favorite places to go is to visit the Wizards of Wines, which is in the far west of Barovia. And they produce all the wine for the whole land, though she's noted that they haven't been over there lately. She's hoping they'll go soon.
This ruined city to the south, when you say ruins, what kind of ruins do you mean?
It's it's haunted, I believe. It's, it was a town, and apparently it is abandoned now, and there's just no one there. I think they did something to make the devil Strahd angry. But we don't talk about what or why. But there's a road south past Vallaki that allegedly goes there. I've never gone.
Are there any large ancient graveyards or battlefields where many people may have fallen that you know of here in Barovia?
long pause. Can I put a pin in that and come back to you and let you know what the answer is? Because, I don't know if she knows.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, no. I lost my own notes. Sorry, friends. All right. Is there anything else folks would like to do before bed?
Sorry, go ahead, Tom.
While talking with Stonemir about beet planter sizes, I'd like to ask, Stonemir, have you met with Madame Eva before? Eva?
Well, yes, of course I've met with her. She's our leader.
She mentioned that there might be someone in your camp that we should talk to, but she was kind of vague and mysterious about it. You might say cryptic. Do you know?
Yes, it's very difficult when you can see the future. It's hard to keep track of what is current and what has yet to happen. You know.
Yeah. She mentioned that among your group there might be a dusk elf. Have you noticed anyone with like pointy ears or a darker complexion?
No one here, but there are other Vistani, so it's possible.
Oh. Where else would we find Vistani?
Well, I know that there's an encampment past Volaki where the Vistani exists, but they're all over. You know, in a village of Barovia, there's some Vistani there as well.
Huh.
I think there's some. There are always some in Krezek, as you know. We're everywhere.
That must have been nice. Do all the groups get along?
We have our differences.
Yeah, some rivalries.
Of course. But we also share, it's family. We love each other, we don't always like each other.
That's it for me.
As you all are... Oh, and then Elandra, you had something.
I was going to say, since I don't usually get a lot of sleep, if there are people like around the campfire talking, I would probably sit and join conversation, listen, share stories, that kind of thing.
Perfect. As you sit down, stop me if I did this last session. I didn't have a note that I did. You sit down and you notice that they've started to tell stories. The sort of like more boisterous part of the evening is over. And you hear Eliza telling a story. And she says, a mighty wizard came to this land over a year ago. I remember him like it was yesterday. He stood exactly where you are standing now. She sort of gestures to you, Elandra, even though you're sitting. A very charismatic man he was. He thought he could rally the people of Barovia against the devil Strahd. He stirred them with thoughts of revolt and bore them to the castle en masse. But when the vampire appeared, the wizard's peasant army fled in terror. A few stood their ground, but they were never seen again. The wizard and the vampire cast spells at each other. There was light and sound and booms, and their battle flew from the courtyards of Ravenloft to a precipice overlooking the falls. I saw the battle with my own eyes. Thunder shook the mountainside, and great rocks tumbled down upon the wizard. Yet by his magic he survived. Lightning from the heavens struck the wizard, and again he stood his ground. But when the devil Strahd fell upon him, the wizard's magic could not save him. I saw him thrown 1,000 feet to his death. I climbed down to the river to search for the body, just to see if he had made it, but the river Ivlis had already spirited him away. Elandra, do you have any stories you would like to tell?
Not necessarily. I think I would probably just be listening to stories and then probably just sharing some experiences. Nothing that I would want to talk about here, like specifically.
All right.
I would ask, having heard that story, I'd probably comment and say something like, that's awful. Did anyone else from the group survive? And did anyone else see this happen besides you?
Well, I think some of the other Vistani also saw it happen, and they're all like nodding, like yes. I don't know if the people that fled, I assume they survived. I don't know if the Devil Strahd hunted them down or not, but
who was this wizard? Do you know more information about him?
no, just a great and powerful wizard. I think people were really hopeful that maybe if anyone could defeat the Devil Strahd, perhaps it was him. At least he talked a big game. All right. Everyone beds down for the night. I assume you have your bedrolls and everything. The Vistani will help you find optimal spots for your camp, and they do let you know we've got people posted on watch. So if you trust us, of course you are our guests. We will keep you safe. And when you wake up in the morning, I'd say you sleep pretty well, considering you're sleeping outside. And Arena and Ismark also sleep in your makeshift camp with you. Courage. When you wake up in the morning, you feel a strange lump under your pillow.
This is great. Someone gave me a pillow.
Mm-hmm.
And something underneath it. I will look.
You lift up the pillow and you see a leering doll's face staring at you. This doll is very familiar. You saw it yesterday.
I don't think Courage saw it.
Damn it, your notes said that she did.
I think only Beatrix saw it.
We're going to say you saw it.
Then you're like, what is this? I'll come over and look at it.
Sure.
You guys notice as you're looking at this doll. Do you look at it closely, or do you throw it away?
It's one of the Vistani kids probably playing a joke.
No. There's no way. There's no way. This was Mad Mary's doll. This was Mad Mary's doll. I'm gonna look closely at it.
Look
Right.
here, you can have it.
Does the commotion get us all riled up and in a circle, or do we hear this? What's happening? If we're all in the same sort of area.
I assume that Beatrix and Courage aren't whispering.
No.
Sure.
Okay.
As you gather around this doll, it mostly looks like a regular doll, but you notice stitched into the hem of its dress is a frayed tag with the words, "Is no fun, is no Blinsky." I'll put it in the chat.
Is no fun, is no Blinsky. What's a Blinsky? I'm gonna go over to the nearest person that I see, who is Mr. Honey, and say, Hi! Do you know what Blinsky is?
No idea.
Do you know of anyone who might know what a Blinsky is?
They'll yell to the rest of the group. Everyone's sort of waking up. You can tell some folks have hangovers. And they're like, "Hey, anyone know what the Blinsky is?" And you get a lot of shrugs.
Is no fun, is no Blinsky.
As this as this commotion is sort of happening, Callow will try to sort of somewhat corral Beatrix and everybody else and sort of say, I'm afraid this strikes me as rather threatening. I'm not sure that we want to be particularly open with our questioning of these folks, and we may want to make our own way apart from these Vistani as soon as possible.
I mean, fair enough, but it's a little bit weird to give us a threatening message that we don't understand.
Do we think it's threatening?
It's just a doll.
It was Mad Mary's doll. Mad Mary's doll.
It does seem to boggle the mind how this doll could have gotten all the way out here
And she was
and ended up under Miss Puredeed's pillow.
She was clutching the doll. She did not want to let this doll go. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's like a maker of creepy dolls here in Barovia. Maybe
That
Mary.
seems more likely.
I mean, maybe that's what maybe that's what Blinsky is. Is no fun, is no Blinsky.
Maybe.
So it's the logo on all the toys.
Do we think that this is the same doll, or could it be just another doll made by the same?
The closest look at the doll. What do I think based on my close examination of it?
It looks like the same doll that Mary had.
Looks to me like the same exact doll. I mean, she was dirty, okay? She was dirty, she had not been bathed in a while, she was clutching it, it looks old, it has stains. This looks the same. The stains and stuff are the same.
Do we see if there's any magic on it or associated with it?
You can do detect magic or an arcana check, whichever you prefer.
I'd agree with Callow that we could get moving. Someone I talked to mentioned that there are Vistani elsewhere, and no one's seen anyone like a dusk elf around here, so maybe that figures elsewhere.
Well, we need to get Irina to the city as we promised, but can anyone do anything to, like, read this before we go? It's not in my skill set.
I can use detect magic.
Alright, you cast Detect Magic on the doll. It does not appear to be magical.
Perhaps we're okay. Does seem very strange.
Should I throw this sucker on
Should
the
we
fire?
ask around about it? Do we go ask Madame Eva if she knows anything about it?
Good question. I don't know.
Well, someone in this camp, presumably, put this doll under Miss Puredeed's pillow last night, and well, I don't suspect that it was an innocent joke. I suspect there is some message that is meant to be sent here, and it may be most beneficial for us to try and determine what sort of message that is off on our own, away from these people.
I am going to take out a dagger and stab the doll.
Alright. You stabbed the doll.
He's no fun. He is.
Are you gonna like leave the doll there?
I'm gonna.
Like,
I mean, instead, I'm gonna
like put it on a post.
I'm gonna dig around on my with my dagger in the, like, is there anything in the stuffing? Like, is there anything in there?
You don't find anything. You could totally disembowel this doll.
I'm gonna do that.
It's just like straw, pieces of cloth on the inside.
Alright, finding nothing, I'm gonna yell, I'll give you Blinsky, and throw it on the fire. Let's get out of here.
Burn the doll.
Callow's
Burn
right.
the doll.
Callow's right. Lewinsky.
Hey,
I do
Sunny-
always appreciate. I do always appreciate some acknowledgement of my points, but can't help but think that they may have been interpreted not according to my intentions.
Get getting out of here. Come on.
the Vistani watch this with some considerable confusion. And they kind of like shake their heads at you all, but they also offer you breakfast before you leave.
Sure.
Callow is not going to eat the breakfast.
Oh, all right. Do you refuse politely or not?
Not making much of a big deal about it. Just oh no, thank you. Just fine, thank you.
Amazing.
Callow, if you'd like, I could. If you're worried about it, I could have ask for Shantea to make sure it's safe.
Oh no, don't. I'm. There's nothing to be worried about. Simply not hungry this morning.
Okay.
All right.
While eating breakfast, Courage would. So we're gonna set off to Vallaki today. Has anyone heard anything about the road from here to there?
Let's see. You'll see, as I said, most of the folks are hungover, but Anna, again, sort of looks up and she's like, I told your friend about it last night, but you will see a crossroads shortly after you leave the pool, and there'll be a sign that directs you to Vallaki. And between here and there, it's a pretty difficult journey. You'll be up in the mountains. But you'll see the town from up high and then walk down into the valley where it sits. You'll pass an old windmill on your way. That's pretty much it. It should take you, I think you should get there early afternoon, late afternoon, depending on how fast you walk.
Are there any other routes, like a longer way? If we didn't want to go that way?
Sure. It is always possible. I wouldn't advise walking through the woods themselves. You can choose if you would like to go over the bridge or if you'd like to cross the river directly. That's an option as well. But otherwise, it's just the old Svalvich Road. It's the safest way.
That sounds good. Thank you, Anna.
If I may, Miss Anna, you mentioned the going up into the mountains. Are there many mountains here in Barovia?
Yes, and she gestures around you where you can see lots of mountain views. Basically, in any direction, there are mountains.
Yes, well, of course. Would you happen to know where we might find the highest peak in the land?
Ah, well, of course, it is north of Lake Zarovich. It's Mount Baratok.
Mount Baratok. Very interesting, thank you. Yes, I'm a retired professor of natural philosophy, and so the natural world and the environs in a new place such as this are quite fascinating to me. So I sometimes like to know major geographical landmarks and such.
Of course, I mean, Mount Baratok is difficult to get to, but I believe the people in Vallaki will be able to help you. If you should want to go.
Are there any settlements on the mountain or towns or villages?
No, you have to traverse the woods to get there, so people do not go.
I see.
All right. Anything else folks would like to do before you leave camp? All right. You wrap up your breakfast. You enjoy your various morning beverages of choice, except Callow. And you head off. Everyone, greets you warmly and they welcome you back anytime. You can see Ismark and Irina give some folks some hugs. They've clearly made some friends while they were here. And you head out. Soon after you leave, you come to a crossroads. Spooky, scary. And I will say, you notice right away, like you start going uphill pretty much as soon as you leave their encampment. Your legs start to burn as you're climbing these mountains, and you have to periodically stop and catch your breath. But maybe about 30 minutes after you leave, you come across old wooden gallows creaking in a chill wind that's blowing down from the higher mountains in the west. You notice a frayed length of rope dancing from one of the gallows beams. The well-worn road splits here, as I mentioned, and a signpost opposite the gallows points in 3 directions. Barovia to the east, Tisserpool to the southeast, and to the northwest, Ravenloft/Vallaki.
As we're stopped here, Callow will quickly sort of dig into his pack and find a ration and start stuffing it into his face as quickly as possible, trying not to make too much of draw too much attention.
Ismark or Irina, can I help either of you with your bags?
Oh, that's so kind of you, Courage. Thank you. Irina will allow you to take her bag, I guess.
Sweet. Like start going through it.
You start going through it? Okay.
Just dump it out on the ground.
Yeah. There, we don't need
Don't need this, you don't need this, you don't need this.
We'll travel faster. Could you remind me, what's Ravenloft?
They will both look kind of appalled, and Ismark will be like, well, of course, Ravenloft is where the devil Strahd lives. It is the big castle that you could see from Barovia.
But it's listed in the same direction as Vallaki.
Oh, Vallaki? Yeah, but it's like the road will split again later, and Ravenloft is one way, and Vallaki is the other way.
Okay. I thought it was a bad place, and this seems like we're going towards it.
I guess technically we are, and that we're going north on the road. Is that right, Lucian? Because like Ismark and Irina have not traveled outside of Barovia before.
I would say that the way that we saw the castle sitting atop the kind of the craggy mountain peak, that we're probably circling around it, and the road will split again. As long as we continue kind of north and west, I think is from what Anna said, that will continue us on toward Vallaki.
And in Barovia, are there gallows at all the intersections?
We've not traveled before to this area, so I don't know.
It's not like a national symbol?
No.
It's not an uncommon sight in many places. Gallows and crossroads do tend to go uncomfortably together.
Can I search around for like tracks, like anything in the area that looks like animals or people or
You sure can.
tracks?
Yeah, go ahead and
That's what I would do.
make a survival check.
Oh, that's a good idea, Elandra. I'll look over here.
No, you're fine. Courage, are you making a separate check, or are you giving Elandra advantage?
I'll go separate.
Yes.
Oh, that's a nat 1!
What is?
Yeah, dirty. That was my
Yeah.
roll. 1 plus 5.
I saw the 6, but then I looked at what you actually rolled.
Yeah.
Courage is a 17.
17. All right. So we'll start. So Courage, you look around, you notice, all of you would see this, but there's a low wall that's crumbling in places, and it partially encloses a small plot of graves, and it's very shrouded in fog. Courage, you also notice in looking for this, it does look like there are footprints, but it's road, like human footprints. And you can see where there are some shallow graves, also near the side of the road. Elandra, as you were searching around, just as you'd gotten started, you hear a creaking noise behind you. You turn around and look at the gallows, and where there was nothing before, you see a lifeless gray body. The breeze turns the hanged figure slowly. You're watching, and as it turns, its face and dead eyes fix on you. The corpse looks exactly like you.
Well,
Do
Jeanette
any
has
of us see
goosebumps.
Do any of the rest of us see that?
So as you all... Let's see. So this is Elandra's... Elandra, do you make a noise or anything?
I think Jeanette did, but I don't think she would. I think she would be more probably transfixed by seeing it.
Just looks like some
and probably
some
just
human,
staring at it.
Uh-huh.
Just some footprints on the road and maybe some shallow graves. Anything over there, Elandra?
I'm transfixed, so I'm like, I can't make a sound.
So when she doesn't say anything, that's when the rest of you look up. And the rest of you also see a corpse, but it's pretty nondescript. Like, you can't tell. It doesn't look like anything in particular.
Were we aware that there was not a corpse there before?
You were.
How fresh does it look?
It's pretty corpsey. And in fact, thinking about this, you get the whiff of death on the air.
Well, that's not something you see every day.
Yeah, that's different.
So it's pretty corpsey. So we talking like 5 days? This is a very Arabella question.
I was like, you can go check if you want.
I was going to say, we
Elandra,
need
okay?
a different party member here.
I think I'm going to stay, like, completely frozen, staring at this thing. I can't,
Courage will walk over to her and on the way cast Detect Good and Evil.
Can you remind me what that detects?
Yeah. With a, let's see, and it's verbal and somatic. That makes sense. So with a 30-foot range, it'll stay up for 10 minutes and detects whether there is an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead, or if there is a place or object that has been magically consecrated or desecrated.
All right. So with Detect Good and Evil, it rolls out. You get 2 pings up ahead, right at the very far range of your spell, and you detect 2 undead presences, but it does not seem to ping the gallows.
So I think when sensing that, we'll actually stop from her from going to Elandra and look in the direction that she sensed something.
Are you walking that way or just looking?
Just looking for now.
Okay. Yeah, roll a perception check for me.
Bow, bow, bow.
Oh, dang. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So as you're looking
Hi,
up
Laura.
ahead, I don't know, right? You sniff the air. You can smell this scent of rotting flesh that's coming from just off the road up ahead. You can't see it, but like you could follow the smell because it's so strong.
And is it the direction that we want to go?
It is.
To Valaki?
Valaki, yes.
Tom knows, but Courage.
Oh, okay. Love that.
Elandra, well, hold on. I think we have company. 2 up ahead, and we'll point. Ismark, Elandra, hold back for a second.
To what?
I think a couple of it feels like some being that's decaying, maybe dead, something not natural.
All right, I am going to take this opportunity to cast Bless. Let's see. I am gonna bless. It's 1 minute. Okay, I'm gonna hold Bless ready until we engage.
All right. And can you remind us what Bless does?
So Bless, at the level at which I can cast it. Oh, there we go. Bless means that whenever any of the 3 creatures that I have chosen makes an attack roll or a saving throw in the next minute, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attack roll or saving throw.
All right. Thank you.
So I'm going to hold Bless ready for as soon as we engage with the enemy.
Callow pulls a small flask out of his pack and pops the cork and downs it, and that would be false life.
Ooh.
Oh.
What color is the liquid in this flask?
The liquid in the flask is kind of a murky blue, like sort of a dark blue, but has sort of like almost like a swirling, shimmering effect in there.
I'm so glad I asked.
How do I add? There it is. Never mind. Ignore me.
All right, Lucian and Elandra.
8 temporary hit points.
Ooh, fantastic.
Yeah, like the moment Courage said undead, Lucian turned and started walking directly toward it.
All right.
And as he starts walking directly toward it, you see he slowly takes his hand and pulls it down in front of his face and whispers Armor Frigus and casts Armor of Agathis on himself.
Cool.
And there's this like shimmering, almost frost-like effect that covers his whole body and sinks into his armor.
Is Lucian wearing armor?
He wears leather,
Okay.
an ancient-looking leather armor.
Black, I assume?
With silver filigree.
Uh-huh.
It's so old it's almost like a dusty gray, and it looks more it looks more ceremonial than functional.
Mm-hmm.
But
is that the set that comes with fingerless gloves?
It's not. It does, however, have the sweater that you can put your thumb through.
I was wearing one earlier today.
Feeling brain dead my ass.
But no kangaroo.
No.
Alright, so Elandra is going to come out of this somewhat, personal feeling trance and try to examine this body.
Like you walk up to it?
Yes. Looking for any
Right,
type
so
of clues, what happened to it, why is this corpse dead? Is it actually from hanging there, or is there some other form of, injury? disease.
So as everyone else is looking ahead, Elandra is still staring intensely at this corpse. And Elandra, as you walk up the gallows and toward yourself, you reach out to touch the corpse, and it disappears. This is true for everyone else too. Like, you see a lot, to the extent that like folks are paying attention. You kind of look over out of the corner of your eye, and you see her reach out, and it just goes away.
Elandra, did you do that?
I didn't try to. This
You
is some kind of illusion.
corpse vanisher power?
No, I've never seen anything like this before.
Okay. Well, we got company. And I am going to I'm going to scurry up and try to pass Lucian as I approach the undead.
I like the idea that like Lucian is like a serial killer, like with a deliberate walk. And then you just see Beatrix like.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Kurt.
How does Elandra look?
I think I would look a little cautious, wary, anxious, just because I've never seen anything like this. I feel like I want to cast Detect Magic again, just to see like if there's any sort of anything going on here. So I'll do that.
And Courage will try to run over and up to her to comfort her.
Okay. All right. So Courage is with Elandra on the gallows. And you cast detect magic, and I don't think undead show up on magical radar, but it doesn't seem like there's a magical effect right now at the gallows.
Okay.
All right. Let's go ahead and go into tactical mode.
Oh boy.
Let's see. Oh, this is not the map that I had wanted. It is. Okay. So in the bottom, you can see in the bottom, like right corner, if you switch over, how do I do that? You can see where the gallows are.
Mm-hmm.
I'll turn it on. There we go. Initiative.
I see the gallows, but I don't see the callows.
So go ahead and put your, let's see. You haven't found them yet from running ahead. You guys are going to head. Can I ping? How do I ping? Any way I can.
Just long, long left click.
It's when you let go that it'll ping.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Hold
there
for
it is.
like a half second.
I'm seeing little.
That's so yeah.
Yeah, it's very light. Maybe it's also because of the color of the map. But you're going towards this left road, the one that goes down.
I have a suggestion for you after this game. There are
okay.
So there are themes you can apply to alchemy, and the one that you have right now is the base one, which is kind of like the gold accents. The 5e one, everything is accented in red, and it's much easier to see the pings and things like that on maps.
Ooh.
Yep.
Well, okay, yeah. If you can walk me through how to change that later.
So it's like a one-click change. You got to do it outside of the
game. I also
game.
feel like this. Okay. Sorry, I need to. Nope, that's not what I want. Sorry, guys.
That's fine.
Sometimes the maps change. I know it sounds weird, between sessions. The grid is just a little bit too big. So we'll say that each of these is two spaces or 5 feet instead. I know it's a little confusing. But go up, because I don't think I can change it. Or can I?
You should be able to scale the grid.
Yeah. I'm wondering if I can change it even though we're already in combat.
I don't see any tokens on there yet, so it shouldn't mess anything up.
I don't think that helps.
Because the scale size does change the rulers.
Yeah, so when I change the scale, it doesn't actually change the grid. It just makes the picture smaller, which does not help.
Oh, I think.
Can you see it when I'm doing that?
Yeah. The way that you just had it, the grid was much larger. And then went it back to being small.
Well, because I readjusted it back. Okay, so I should, like, that, and then we zoom in? Okay. Yeah, that does work, actually. That's better. Okay. Oop, nope. That one. Nope, that one. Okay, go ahead and place. You should be able to drag your tokens to where you are. It's where we'd like to be. So Elandra and Courage, right? Can you guys do it yourselves, or do I have to place you?
I think you have to put us on the...
Yeah, you have to put us on the map. I think we can move ourselves.
Can. Why won't you move? It is not letting me move you. I can... Oh, you know what? It's because... Nope, that's not true. Like, I think I can place Lucian. No, when I drag you, you just, like, go back to the list.
Are you dragging from the encounter or from the party tab?
From the encounter. Oh, let me see. I selected you. Does that work? Nope.
If you right-click, does it say token?
Pops back. Yep, there we go. Thank you. Okay, I know how to do this. D&D, everyone.
Yep, I see myself on there.
I don't see anything.
Oh, there's Elandra.
I haven't put Beatrix on yet.
Oh.
Actually, I don't even see you. Beatrix, I don't even see you in my list. Did you roll initiative?
Oh, no. That's probably why. Hang on.
Oh, sorry, Callow.
How do I roll initiative on this? I only roll with my dice. Hang on.
If you go into tactical mode, there should be a button right above your character.
Oh, roll initiative. Okay, here I go.
All right. Yep, now you show up.
Oh, I see what happened. Okay.
So where were we coming from? Were we coming from...
So you're... yep, exactly where that ping was.
Okay. So we're back here. Oh, I just disappeared. Why did I disappear?
Zoom out. It moved you way over.
Oh, jeez.
I can replace you. Oh, there, I see you are.
No, that's fine. That's just...
Okay. He comes.
So we would be over. We were over there. Okay.
All right. So I started running. So I'm probably over here.
Yeah. So which? This was the way to Valachi.
No, the road you're on is the road to Valachi.
And it was in this direction that
on that path that you smell that Courage identified the undead.
Okay, I should probably be level with Lucian.
If you're running and he's walking.
Yeah.
He's pretty leggy. Doesn't look like he's fast, but he's surprisingly quick.
I'm somehow not surprised by that. Oh, dang it. How do I fix this? Maybe this way? Alright. So as you guys run up you hear, like, and you see two corpses throw themselves... Ooh, look at that. Amazing. Throw themselves out of the woods in front of you. Okay. Nope. I have an extra Callow token. I don't know how to get rid of it now.
Uh-oh.
Maybe that way? Nope, I made it worse.
We can't see it.
We're not seeing it.
Well, the problem is that, like, it's on my cursor, so, like, here. There it is.
Oh, now I see two of them.
So you should be able to...
Okay, there we go. Yep. There we go. I had to place it to make it go away.
Oh, man.
Nope. Let's see. Here's 21.
It makes me nervous that they're called Strahd zombies.
It's because they have a different stat block than...
Gotcha.
Why is it
Not because they're
so
zombies
dark?
made by Strahd.
It's because they're incredibly strong.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. You don't know. Okay, it's not hidden anymore. Why is it so dark? Like, does it look faded to you guys?
It's pretty dark.
Yeah.
I think, like, so in the encounter list, the only one that I see lit up that isn't dark is Lucian because it's his turn in the tracker. But I don't see a token for the zombie on the board yet.
It's like right in front of you. I see it, but
I do not.
You might have to right-click reveal it.
Does that work? No. I drug it from hidden. Right-click reveal, you said? It doesn't say it's hidden. Let's see. I'll try to hide it and then reshare it. Does that work? Oh no, now I just can't find it.
We saw their initiatives come
Yep.
up. The initiative rolls come up on the side.
I see him now.
Okay. That was
Yeah.
weird. I placed him and it re-rolled initiative. Now I have 2. Remove you. Sorry, friends. Well, I'll get better at this eventually, I hope.
I do not see zombies.
There's one right.
Nazi zombies.
I see one right here in front of me.
Oh, now I do. Hello.
Yeah, there should be a second one. Oh, nope, that's not how you do it. Token. I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna try to place again. Okay. How did I do it that other time? I got the one to show up. It moved its initiative, but...
Oh, now that
No.
one's on.
Come back! Okay, show it.
Got it.
Oh. Is Tom going to help?
It might be. Hide.
So it looks like
Yeah, see if I can...
number 1 is on the board, and I can see it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can... This is... Okay. Token. I guess he's just peeing. He didn't come in. I can see 3 of my zombie tokens, but they're really light.
And they're not stacked on top of each other. Sometimes that happens. Like if you move the one that's in front of me, there's not another one underneath it.
Nope, that one just is. So that's number 1. And now... Oh, that's... What is that? Move that. Move that. Hello, would you like to help?
Sure.
It's Strahd Zombie number 2 that I can't seem to get to work.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you did this.
I did.
And that.
See, and then it's faded.
Yeah. Cool.
Mm-hmm. So 1 is already out there. It's 2 that's the problem. Right click
like that.
token.
Click to place.
Mm-hmm. Sure. It's not even showing the picture.
Oh, it is.
Yep. So this is what I've been able to see, but you guys can't see it. Click view and see what happens. No.
Zero are hidden.
I don't know how I got the first one to show up. Also, if you all want to take a bathroom break or something while I figure this out.
Do we want to? I mean, would it help to just sort of reset the encounter?
That's cool.
Just.
I don't think
exit and
so.
come back in?
I think that this is it's just a glitch.
Let's put you back to hide.
But that's the one we have.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alright. Start over.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah,
It's funny because I can
can't
still
see
see it. It's faded.
Yeah, now it's
Oh.
gone from ours.
Okay, I see zombie
Okay.
1 again.
That's
Okay.
number 1 still.
That's what. Here's.
Yep,
Ooh,
zombie
you know
1
what?
is. I see zombie 1
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, so maybe try hiding it and then share and then showing it again.
or add it again.
Okay. Hide.
Wait a beat. doesn't give the show.
Okay, you're right. Well, let's see. Wait, that's it. Where's the
No.
token?
It's not. It's not it.
Okay.
It's not it. Yeah, I would say.
Okay, remove it and try again.
Yeah, see if we can delete and add it.
Oh, I can't even remove it now. Definitely glitched.
Oh, she said she's just adding Strahd now.
Like one does. Okay. He's hidden. Show.
Ah,
There he is.
All right.
Hey,
we
don't
got
do
them.
anything. It's already there.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the token was
We
there.
got it.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, it's
Right
there. We see both.
That's all right.
Oh no.
No, it's all right. I'll just delete it. This is what I did with Callow earlier. All right. Thank you. Yeah, I just had to take it out. Try again. There's actually like another one hidden, but I don't know why the game was so upset about it. Except he's a little behind. He's like back over here. Okay, they've rolled initiative so many times. We're just gonna do what's in the list. Lucian, you're up first.
Okay.
It seems.
Oh,
Well, I'd say it seems a little funny to like roll initiative when you're in melee. So maybe we back up either Lucian, Beatrix, or the zombies. It's like they would have seen each other beforehand.
Unless they, I thought you said they popped up out of the earth or something.
Yeah, he like dove directly out here. We can say he's like, I'd say here, and maybe Beatrix and Lucian, if you guys can each move back like one space.
I was holding Bless.
Oh yeah, we can
What?
say like as you ran up,
Yeah.
you cast it. So who did you cast it?
Yeah. I'm gonna say that since these are the three that are the closest, or that I like sort of am aware are about to engage. You know what? No. I'm gonna do myself, Lucian, and Elandra because Lucian's right there next to me. I'm on the front line, and Elandra seems like she needs a little help. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna cast Bless. Here we go. Whoop. Cast Bless. So now the three of us are all blessed.
Nice.
All right. Lucian, Beatrix, Elandra, and we'll say you were sort of doing that as you ran up to make sure that you got Elandra in your range.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Lucian, you're up.
All right. So Lucian is going to, as all warlocks do, cast his Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch
So
Blast.
he is going to target Strahd zombie numero uno.
Okay.
And remind
play the fan favorites if you're going to play
the
fan favorites. Like you got to play the greatest hits at some point.
if I want to see the Rolling Stones, I don't want to hear the new album.
Eldritch Blast.
And it's blesses a D4 on attack rolls, correct?
Sorry. I rolled the thing. Darn about it.
Is that correct, Beatrix?
It is.
And okay. So targeting the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this.
Wow.
Whoa,
How'd you do
noises.
that?
Eldritch Blast.
Plus a D4 to...
Yeah, those definitely hit. What kind of damage is Eldritch Blast?
It is force damage.
Force damage. Okay, so they take 3. Oh, that's a separate D4.
Yeah,
Okay.
the D4 was just to add the bless to the 15.
Mm-hmm.
So 19
Yep.
to attack.
So both of those hit.
It's just going to be a single one. I have not yet. I don't have more than one Eldritch Blast bolt yet.
Oh, okay.
I have to. I think it's level 5 that I get multiples. Yeah. So for now, it's just the one.
Okay. And how many? Oh, I see. It's the damage. I can't read it because of what I have up.
Yep.
So it does 10 damage.
10 force. It's 10 force damage to Strahd Zombie numero uno.
All right. Did that work? Come on. Alrighty. Anything? So yeah, you as your Eldritch Blast hits it squarely in the chest, it's like, oh, as it's kind of knocked back a little bit. Anything else?
As my bonus action, I am going to use my telekinetic shove on Strahd Zombie number 2 to try to knock it prone.
All right.
So that's going to be...
Is that a contested, like, athletics?
It is. It is a strength saving DC of 14.
Okay. Let's see. He has... Oh, dang. And then he has a +1, so 19.
Okay. So he does not get shoved.
All right. Oh, I see. I could have done it there. I'm learning. He doesn't get shoved. Okay. Alrighty. And are you going to stay where you are?
No.
Or no, I'm sorry, I was asking. Okay.
Let's see here. I can go... Where do I want to go for my 30? I'm going to go that way. Hieronymus.
Great.
Zombies.
All right, Beatrix, you're up.
I can't tell if Lucian's worried or excited.
Excited. No insight roll needed.
Woo! Okay. So, Beatrix is going to... Wait a second. Okay. Oops. D&D Beyond doesn't want to play with me. Here we go. I am going... Yeah. I am going to pole arm master this shit. So I'm gonna strike with my glaive at number 1. How does it look, by the way, number 1? Zombie 1.
It's still moving, but definitely looks like Lucian got a good chunk of it. Like, it's missing some flesh, like where he hit it in its chest.
And I am going to take a whack first at it with my glaive.
Sure.
So, gonna 1d10.
Going in, glaives amazing.
Yeah, and I've got a +4 to that because I blessed myself. Oh god. 2 + 1 + 5.
So that's 8.
That's 8. Does it hit?
That's its armor class, so yes.
Oh my god! I see that. My D20 my D20 was 2, and my extra low helper was a 1, and then I have a +5. That was nutso. Okay, so I am gonna go after it with my glaive, and that is gonna be damage. 1d10 + 3. Where is my d10? This is my d10. Boom. All right. 50 + 3, or 5 + 3 is 8. 8 damage.
50 + 3.
All right.
I rolled the one with the 10s on it instead of the one with the regular. I don't know. Yeah.
You get to high enough level and your damage dice on the glaive is a D100.
It's a glaive with a kickstart.
So you see Beatrix comes down really hard with her glaive, shunk, and the arm comes off. And you see it start flopping around on the ground and moving towards you. And give me a second. I have to add it into the game.
The arm is now its own combatant.
The arm is now its own combatant.
I love it.
Well, that's a giant bucket. Fuck that. I should have run farther.
Show. And I'm sorry, it rolled its own initiative, but we'll keep it. I will edit it so I remember. Token. There is its arm next to it, lying on the ground.
If you, in the encounter, if you hover over it, does it give you like a little tiny handle just to the left of the token? I think you might be able to reorder the initiative.
Oh, yes, I sure can.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I'm going to see if I can change its name so we can remember that it's an arm. It's just being slow. There we go. Zombie, 1 arm. Okay.
All right. So I'm going to sort of look bewildered for a second, and then I have my bonus action. What looks worse, the arm or the zombie it came off?
Make an insight check for me.
Okay. Oh man, that's a 4 plus 2. That's a 6. I am really rolling today.
With a 6, you're in the heat of battle, and you're just like, what the fuck? And you're really not sure.
Okay. Alright, I'm nothing if not determined, so I'm gonna keep going at the zombie that the arm came off, and I'm gonna use my polearm master feat.
Alright,
to do the bonus attack. Yeah. Alright, here we go. Oh, hey, that's nice. It's a 17 to hit.
Alright, hit the Strahd zombie number 1.
Yep.
Alright.
Alright, well, it would have been even more than that, because I forgot I had a d4. Okay. And then, for the damage, it's 1d4 plus 3. That's a 4 again! Ha! 7! 7 damage. 7 more damage. Yeah.
Alright.
I had to close with it to do that. So I'll move myself. Oops. Hang on.
Okay. So Beatrix, as you brought your glaive down on the arm, been like, what the hell? As the arm comes off and starts moving past you, you bring it up back again. Shook! You decapitate it. It's still moving. And the head flies off next to you.
Is the head now a combatant?
It is.
Oh shit.
And that was 7 points of damage, you said?
Yeah.
Lucian is looking at that head like it's a copy of the home game he gets to take home with him.
Alright, let me...
Like, do you want a leg or a wing?
Taking the whole bucket.
No. Like, where... I want an unlinked one. Why don't I have more? Okay, I might just add a regular zombie bit. You can do it, Alchemy! It's just gonna say zombie. And, oh, that's new. View. Nope. I want you guys to be able to view it. Show. Okay. And the head goes after the arm. Token, and
We
let's...
are not seeing. Oh, you go.
Yep.
I was just gonna say.
I don't see a token, but I do see it in the encounter.
It's being weird. Maybe let's do that. And how about now? I have like a double ring. There we go. Okay.
There now. Yep.
Great. All right. Anything else on your turn, Beatrix?
So between that and the bonus action, I think I am going to stand my ground.
All right. Excellent. Hieronymus, you are up next.
All right. So I'm gonna move over here so that I have a slightly clearer line of sight to, or I guess here actually, to this Strahd zombie number 1. But of course, now that Callow is over here and he can more clearly see around Beatrix, he sees both the arm and the zombie and the head. And with all of that, determines that still the part of the zombie that appears to have the most amount of zombie still attached to it is probably the best target. He won't even bother to. He'll grab his 2 flasks, two little sort of beakers, and won't even bother to sort of uncork them and throw the liquid such that the liquid collides in the air. He will instead just throw the 2 flasks so that they hit in the air and break apart, and that causes a firebolt.
Nice.
Oh no. That's a. Wait, what did. That's a 9?
9 hits.
Oh my god, thank god. I was like, what did you say the armor class was again? Oh, shit. One point of fire damage.
Oh no! All right.
on zombie 1.
On zombie 1. You see this fire hits it, but sort of glances more off its shoulder. It takes some flesh with it. It doesn't seem to have done too much damage.
All right. I guess I guess that's all I'm gonna do.
Oh, I'm so sorry. 1. On the other hand, my zombie's still going. Speaking of, it's the zombie's turn. So it is directly in front of Beatrix. Let's see, I have to check what it can do. So the main zombie, without one of its arms or its head, it swings its other arm around at you, Beatrix, and makes a claw attack. So I set this up as a multi-attack, and I think I have to roll the whole thing. So you're going to take whatever the first claw attack is.
Okay.
I'm learning lessons right now about how I set things up. Okay. Bite, bite, claw. Should have been claw, claw, bite. It's fine. We'll figure it out as we go. Claw attack. Hits you or does a 17 hit you?
No. I have an armor class of 18.
Amazing. All right. It swipes out at you, but hits your armor. It does no damage. But next up is its arm. So its arm feels out and reaches for you. Moves to get into melee with you. Alright, it's going to roll with disadvantage. I'm just going to do it manually so you don't have to read all the things. Is that a... Alright, D20.
We're not seeing any of these rolls.
I think you're...
Oh, you can't see my rolls!
No, I think you've got either GM rolls or set to hidden.
I thought I turned them back on.
Rolls. We can see the initiative rolls of the zombies, but we can't see your rolls. So
I see. Okay. Well, then you'll just have to trust me for now. I thought I turned them back on so you could see them.
Totally trust you. You just do what you do.
Alrighty. So the arm reaches out to try to hit you, Beatrix, but more just like flaccidly pushes at your foot, and I assume does not hit you with a N8.
No.
All right. But as this is happening, and you look over and see the arm trying to hit you, the head tries to take a bite out of your foot. Let's see the bite attack. Okay. Gonna roll. You said your armor class is 18, right?
Yeah, huh?
Oh, dang! All right. So I rolled a natural 19 on the dice, plus 3 to hit. So that's it'll be a D4 plus 1. So as you're like kind of kicking this arm off of you, there we go. The head sort of leans over and goes, and happens to get your ankle, doing 3 points of damage to you.
Oh no!
Piercing damage for what it's worth. And its disgusting teeth sink into your flesh.
Oh no. Okay, how do I indicate that damage on here? Is it gonna do it automatically for me?
I don't think so. I do it like when I'm playing, I click the tracker that comes up, and then a little bar comes up, and I can do like minus.
Okay,
So,
it's not doing that. I'm just gonna keep track for myself in frickin' D&D Beyond, which is behaving
that's
a little
fine.
more nicely. All right, so I'm now 23 out of 26. Yeah. All right, there we go.
Great.
There's also, I haven't seen a way to do temporary hit points in Alchemy unless I'm missing that. So,
Yeah,
I'm
I added as
track in D&D Beyond because
Yeah.
I have temporary hit points and can't put them there.
I think it's easier to track.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
it is. I add a temporary tracker in Alchemy.
I see. Okay.
And just add it as a health bar, however much it is, and you can click on that to subtract the same way that you would like the.
I see. Add tracker. Gotcha. Yeah.
But I mean, it's easier just to do it all in D&D Beyond.
Yeah, they're a little more optimized. Alrighty, Elandra, you are up next.
Okay. First, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright. Well, I've heard this stuff going on from where I am.
Oh yeah, you know this is
Doing
happening.
Alright, so I'm gonna run. Where am I gonna go? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm gonna go here. And I'm gonna cast Moonbeam.
Wow. All right.
And
Make a
I'm trying
quick
to
dex
figure out if
check
I
for
wanna
me,
do it.
since you jumped off the gallows instead of taking the stairs.
oh, sure.
Just to make sure that you didn't like trip and fall on your face. Basically, if you roll a 1, you tripped and fell on your face. But
How do I do this in... Is that this? No. Can I do this?
it should be under your skills, I think. If like under for me where the dice rolls are. There's action, spells, skills, equipment. You could also do it in D&D Beyond.
That's where I am. It's in D&D Beyond.
Okay.
Yeah, if you just
That's
click
what I'm
your
trying
dex
to-
Just click your
modifier.
dexterity.
Oh, there. So I was clicking the 15, not the...
Would you allow
Ooh.
acrobatics?
I would allow acrobatics. She's fine.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
8 is fine.
Yep, I just
Do I
want to make
trip
sure you
over
were
my
gonna.
cloak or something?
You definitely stumble. It was not the most graceful exit from the gallows,
Alright.
but you do not fall, and you finish your movement, and you cast Moonbeam. What does this look like?
Alright, so I think Moonbeam... It's basically this big column of moonlight that illuminates that 5-foot radius. And I think I'm gonna have to go with it on Zombie 2
All right.
instead of 1.
Great. Do you have to? Let's see. Do you have to hit or anything? Nope. It just hits. Or starts their turn.
And Yeah, 2d10 radiant damage.
Do you
Nice.
do you allow the placement of items like that, like on a like in between squares? So like if she placed it
Oh. Uh huh.
here,
Yeah, I didn't know if I could do that.
That should hit both of them. I mean, technically she could place it here, but she'd hit Beatrix.
So like placed between the two zombies.
Yeah, like if she placed it right in between them, technically that means that 5 foot crosses over into the other 2 5-foot spaces.
So it's 5 foot radius, which suggests a 10-foot circle.
Okay.
Right?
I don't
Can I
know.
draw that?
A 10-foot
You guys
10
tell
foot
me.
diameter circle. Yeah, if it's a 5-foot radius, then it's a 10-foot diameter.
It doesn't matter because it's still not going to hit both of them. It's only going to hit one, right?
So if you were to place it like here,
so
technically the circle it's 10 foot it's 10 feet all the way across. So if you placed it there, it would hit both of those. It'd hit the zombie and the zombie head.
Oh, I see. Like place it. Okay, so it hit the zombie head, hit the zombie itself. Okay, so that should take effect at the start of their turns, if I understand correctly.
Yep.
Constitution save. Okay. Amazing. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
I don't think so. Maybe just move.
All right.
I would probably just move back into a safe place.
So I think you used all your movement getting down off the
think I did.
gallows.
All right, that's fine.
All right. Courage, you are up next.
So Courage had gone up the gallows even as the threat appears and goes to Elandra. I think we're in, and then Elandra takes off. It's like, okay, I think she's good. And then we'll look over to Ismark and Arena. Do they seem in any trouble?
Oh yeah,
They
I totally
seem
forgot about that.
fine. I also forgot that they were here because I forgot to add them to this scene. Yep, I'd say Ismark is standing at the back trying to protect Arena. We'll say that.
All right. Yes. Stay close to Lucian. And then we'll look over. They're kind of far. Beatrix, could you bring them over? Ah, shoot. Okay. And we'll try to jump off the gallows as well.
All right, great. Yeah, do a little dex check for me.
So there's 15 feet of movement. We'll hit that dex.
Oh yeah, graceful. So graceful. They're not really an initiative. I'm just showing.
Yep, just comes down on 2 feet, shield up, hiding her face, and then sees the blast of Moonbeam. I think that's another 15 feet. Well, so come up there, and I think we'll try to use Sacred Flame on the zombie arm.
On the zombie arm, alrighty.
So that will be a... It's a save on your side.
Oh, okay.
Zombie arm making a dex save.
Dex save. Let's see.
Cool. Dex save 14.
There it is. Now I'm like, how do I make a save? I don't think I have a special thing for this one. And oh, I see. That's cool. Okay. Yeah, definitely fails.
All right. So we'll take 5 radiant damage as Courage calls for Shantae. Looks like we've got some weeding to do.
All right. So, how does it look when you kill the zombie with your radiant damage?
It looks like when you drop a hot dog into a campfire.
I actually don't know what that looks like.
It's pretty good.
We'll try it sometime.
All right.
Pretty good.
I assume there's a lot of popping. All right. So you see the zombie body falls over dead. Really dead this time. And its other parts stop moving. Okie dokie. Okay. Ismark is not actually next. Courage just went. Irina and Ismark are cowering. It's the other zombie's turn. Oh my gosh, this is... Sorry, it is... I cannot tell you it is. Alchemy is just being a pill for me right now. Okay, this zombie comes lumbering out of the woods and goes, whoa, as it looks at its friend and its parts on the ground. And lumbers over towards Beatrix. And then we'll make 3 attacks at you.
So it walks into the moonbeam.
Yeah, I was gonna say, doesn't Moonbeam do
Yep.
something to this?
Oh, it sure does. I have to make a thank you for reminding me. I have to make a Constitution save for them. For it.
Yeah, it says
Right,
2d
it's-
radiant damage on failed or half as much on success.
I am certain that it failed. It rolled a 6. So go ahead and roll that damage.
How do I do that in here?
2d10.
Okay.
You should be able to click like your moonbeam. If you click the damage next to the moonbeam, it should roll it.
Like if you look at the spell, it's going to have like name, time, range, hit DC, and then effect. And the effect will be like 2d10. If you click on that, it should roll it.
Got it.
Four.
Oh. All right.
It's just a whittle moonbeam.
There we go. Okay. The zombie kind of like lurches as it walks through the moonbeam. It's gonna go ahead, and then it's gonna take its attacks at Beatrix. And that one. Okay. So it first reaches out and tries to bite you, but misses. It sort of lunges, but clearly doesn't have like great control over its body. And so its first bite misses, but then it swipes out, pam, pam, with its 2 claws. For whatever reason, it worked on this one, and hits you with a 22 and a 20, I assume.
Yeah, those hit. Yeah.
All right. So it claws through your face, doing a total of 9 damage between the 2.
Roof. Okay, I'm putting that in D&D Beyond. Alright. Woof.
Alrighty. And that was the zombie's turn. Back to the top. Lucian, you are up.
Okay. Lucian is going to move his 30 feet. He's going to again attack with the Eldritch Blast.
All right.
+4 because of the bless. Not going to need it. That is another 10.
Ooh, that was cool. That noise. How did you do that?
You can. So one of the new actions they've added in is you can play sound files. Cool. So I pulled that's the sound from Baldur's Gate 3 when the Warlocks cast Eldritch Blast. I found it online and added in. And in your attacks, you can add additional actions, and I just added to play the sound file when it attacks.
That's what that means. All right.
So that's going to be 10 on the zombie. Force damage.
Yep, that definitely hits. Yeah, do you want to describe how it hits the zombie?
Each time Lucian casts Eldritch Blast, it starts off looking kind of like a series of shadows with purple accents that spin around his hand and then lances out in kind of a crooked path. And whatever it hits, it looks kind of like it creates like an impact crater at first as the energy, that force energy, disperses into the flesh of the target. And whatever it hits, it's like a splash of shadow cascades off of it.
Fantastic.
If it is still standing, he is gonna,
it sure is.
He's going to 100% try and do another telekinetic shove.
Sure. I have to do a save.
Strength DC 14.
Alrighty.
You know what? Let me just make sure I can use that more than once a day. I didn't look at that. I think it can, because it's a feat. As a bonus action, I can try to tell the one you do so. Creature can. Yep, it's there's not a limit on how many times I can do it. It's just a DC.
All right.
DC 14.
It's a check, right?
Yep.
Okay.
If he fails it, he gets.
He does.
Cool. It's just going to knock him 5 feet away. So it's going to knock him basically. I'm pushing him directly 5 feet back to clear him away from Beatrix.
Okay.
Give her a little breathing room.
Does it knock him, the zombie?
It doesn't. I don't. It's shoves one creature. The target must succeed or be moved 5 feet toward or away from you. So I can either pull things or push things, but it doesn't knock prone.
Mm-hmm. It's not letting me grab it. I've had a circle around my cursor, and there we go. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. Nice job.
That is Lucian's turn.
Alrighty, Beatrix, you are up.
Okay. So as these various bites and claws come at her, Beatrix is kind of going, ugh! She's like kicking her foot. Then when the claws come, she kind of goes, ugh! But leans back. And she yells, "I'll show you, Blinsky!" and she's
By the power of Blinsky.
she strikes out at Zombie 2 with her glaive. Here we go. Still got Bless up. 10 plus 3 plus 5 is 18.
Definitely hits.
And that'll be 4 damage. Ooh, not so great. 2 plus 3, 5 damage.
Alrighty. 5 damage, and as you swipe your glaive down, I'll show you, Blinsky. You slice its leg clean off.
Awesome. So then with my bonus action, I'm going to Polearm Master it again. And I will do my second, Polearm Master. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that definitely hits. 16 plus 3 plus 5. That hits it. And then we get... Let's see. And then we get... Zoop, zoop, zoop. For that damage... Oh! Hey! That is a 7. How did I do more with the bonus action? Anyway, what are you gonna do?
That's how it works sometimes. And with your second swipe, You chop its other leg clean off. So now the body is kind of like falls to the ground.
Just a flesh wound.
Just a flesh wound.
I'll bite your legs off.
Alright. Okay, and then we show it. There it is. Token. Can you guys see the other one?
Not yet.
I just see the hand in the just the two pieces.
Okay. Let's see. So that should go
There
there.
you go.
So you can see two of them, right?
We can see two other
yeah.
tokens in addition to the main token.
Perfect.
Yes.
Alrighty. And actually, I feel like this one's gonna be over here. All right, great. So yeah, now this zombie's on the ground.
And that's my turn.
Mm-hmm. It has fallen prone, technically.
Yay! Advantage.
Mm-hmm. Unless you're doing a ranged attack, in which
Unless
case it's
you're ranged,
disadvantage.
Advantage for just me.
For now. Alrighty, Hieronymus, you are up.
All right. Hieronymus will move right up here next to Lucian. So what in the devil is going on here?
It's great fun, isn't it?
A little bit thrown by how poorly his previous fireball's attempt went. He will just pull out his dinky little gnome-sized crossbow and take a shot at the zombie 2. So with disadvantage, and so that's a 7 plus. So 11 to hit.
11 will hit.
That does actually hit. Okay, look at that. And I've never done the crossbow yet. Where's the D8? There's D8. And that's gonna do 7 points of damage.
Alright,
damage.
Callow, how do you want to do this?
I mean, I feel like this was not sort of very well thought out. Like he kind of just in a panic just sort of like shot a crossbow bolt at the thing. So I guess, you know, I mean, if you want to roll to determine where it actually lands on the thing or something, but
You can decide.
I mean, just, you know, wherever it'll be fatal, I guess. Like, I guess it'd be cool to go right through the head, but I just don't feel like Hieronymus
Go
is
for
actually like maybe it goes right through one of the eyes, and he sees it clearly drop, and said, "Oh, well then, all right." Truly
Alrighty.
surprised.
And with that, you have cleared the field, and we are out of initiative.
Beatrix is gonna kick one of the heads on the ground and go Blinsky. This is her new favorite word.
Beatrix, your face is bleeding.
Oh yeah, about that. Yeah, you got a little Shantae something for me?
Shantae has something. I'll see what I can do. And we'll lick her hand and then start wiping away the blood from your forehead and cast Cure Wounds. For 14 hit points.
Oh, that is how many I lost. Awesome. Let's see. Or wait, is it? I think it's maybe more than that, actually. Yeah, it got me back up to health. I'm going to say, hey, thanks. Good as new. Thank you. And I'm going to sort of look up at the sky. I'm going to go, thank you, Grain Lady.
Well, that was certainly an unusual experience, and Callow will sort of look at his crossbow as if sort of reappraising whether or not he should be relying so heavily on his concoctions, or if maybe something a bit more mechanical is a better option.
Beatrix is going to say to him, nice shooting.
Well, thank you. Excellent work with the glaive. I feel you did a considerable amount of damage to those entities.
It's always a team effort. She's going to take a little bit of grass off the ground and start cleaning the goop off her glaive.
While you're doing that and everybody's kind of gathering himself, Lucian has a notebook open. He's got a quill and ink pot out, and he's over picking up one of the arms and shaking it, dropping it back. Clearly loss of animation after the main body itself was destroyed. He's poking and prodding and taking notes on all of it.
Callow will eventually sort of snap out of his reverie, staring at his crossbow, and his curiosity will take over a bit, and he'll sort of not necessarily do his own examination, but from a distance watch Lucian's investigation there.
Elandra, are you okay?
I don't quite know. I just saw myself in the body, in the dead person.
Do you mean like you had not like you had empathy for it, like it looked like you?
No, like it was me. Yes, it was my face.
It didn't look like you to me. It looked
very strange.
It looked rotted, not like you. I don't even know if it was
just
female. Does anyone remember? Was it male or female? I don't think I could tell.
Well, it seems to have discovered you to find religion. That
Not
silvery
quite sure.
beam of light you called down, that was surely from the gods.
The moon.
The moon?
The moon. Yes, it was the moon.
At,
It was a moon
at
beam.
mid-morning?
Yep. Moon doesn't go away.
Wow. We'll look for the moon.
It's foggy. Oh.
Arena? Bismarck? You okay?
Oh, yes. Thank you so much for protecting us. That was alarming. Bismarck, well, I'm sorry I was not up front with you all. I thought it was my duty to stay back with my sister. I mean, she can protect herself, and you see, she pats her sword. She also has a sword. But I really appreciate you handling everything.
Have you
No
ever seen
trouble.
creatures like that before in these lands?
No, but we usually stay in the village. It's I hear the guards sometimes fight them, that occasionally the dead come back.
And
But
they
they're
pose
not walking
a threat,
around, usually.
but they pose a threat, an occasional threat to the village.
Yes.
Is there any way to stop them from coming back?
Well, as far as I know, once you dismember them, as our friend has done here, like gesturing to Beatrix, I think they stay down after that.
Should we keep moving?
I think so.
I think, yes, we should get the arena to safety.
I don't like just leaving those parts here, though. Does anyone have a shovel?
Nope.
Insight.
We did almost take your face off. I can understand why you didn't want to.
Can we burn the corpses?
Certainly.
Hieronymus, do you have any kind of alchemical concoction that might help us to start a roaring fire quickly?
Certainly, indeed. Yes. And he pulls out another two little vials and sort of says to himself, "I'm very glad that using these little vials doesn't, use up any sort of proverbial metaphorical slots, as it were, and cast firebolts to on the bits to light them on fire."
All right.
Courage will try Sacred Flame on the other one.
Yeah, they both burn. Of course, the Sacred Flame one popping like a hot dog.
Quote of the night. Quote of the night.
If we were going to be naming the sessions after the fact, I think popping like a hot dog is probably the name of tonight's session.
Ashes to ashes. This is unusual, though. Shantae is not usually about pomp or pageantry. I think it's some kind of reaction to the dark nature that brought these poor souls back.
Hey, you don't know their business.
Come again?
You don't know what they were like when they were alive. Maybe they were horrible.
Maybe, but I wouldn't wish this fate on anyone, to be forced to come back into undeath bondage.
I don't know. I can't really spare much energy to feel sorry for these bitey guys. And she kind of shakes her foot a little bit in sort of remembrance of having been bitten.
Oh. Yeah, you don't have to pity them in their current form, just... Beatrix, you strike me as open to capital punishment.
Oh, yeah, totally. Totally. We do it all the time in Liam's Hold. Or, well, not all the time. No, maybe twice.
A day. Oh, right. And Courage will run back to Arena to pick up the bag she dropped when this all started.
Oh, the Courage dropped.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, you guys head out?
Yup.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. So you take I'm assuming you're taking the fork towards Valaki.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, so you get back on the old Svalvich Road. I need to rename the scene. And continue to walk up the mountains. After a few hours, you reach what you assume is sort of the top of the mountains that the road winds through. And it goes from becoming a winding path to more of a lazy trail that hugs the mountainside as it descends into a fog-filled valley. From your vantage point up here, in the heart of the valley, you can see a walled town near the shores of a great mountain lake. Its waters dark and still. There is a branch in the road that you can see up ahead from this high vantage point that leads west to a little promontory, atop of which is a perched, dilapidated stone windmill. Its warped wooden vanes are stripped bare.
This is the second windmill that we saw a windmill further back, right? Or is this the same windmill?
I think we were just told. Anna told us of one. This is probably it. But there was a.
Oh! I see. Okay.
Yeah.
We didn't see the windmill. We were expecting to see it. Gotcha.
Anna had said it was on the way to, or on the way near Valakai.
Didn't someone else say that it was evil and we should avoid it?
I don't remember that. I remember she said that there was a ruined windmill, and then there was also a ruined city, and it was the city she said was haunted.
No, this was way back when we first entered Barovia and spoke to the tavern folk.
Oh, I don't
Didn't
remember.
one of those Vestrani women say very quietly to Courage, you should avoid the windmill on the road? It's
That
an
did
evil
happen.
place. Yeah.
Good
Courage may
Good
remember.
memory.
Does the temperature get colder as we climb?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. It's more like a hike.
But we're not like past a snow line or anything.
No, not at all.
There's not.
These are like Appalachian mountains, where it's like they're mountains, but barely, not like Rockies.
Gotcha.
And we have this view. Is it still like bits of fog and gray?
Yeah, I mean everything around you is still foggy. Because you're up high, you can kind of see like where the village is.
Can we take a break? I think Jeanette's gonna take Miles out for a quick walk, and I need a bio break.
Absolutely. Yep. Let's take 5 minutes. I'm sorry, I meant to do that at the end of combat.
Wow.
All right.
5 to 10. Yeah, just aim for that range. Jamie, it might be a few days before I have an answer to your question. You were asking about like a large cemetery?
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to do some Googling, but I'm not. It's like a combo of things. It was like a shockingly specific question that I don't feel comfortable giving you an off-the-cuff answer to.
Gotcha. Question about as Lucian was taking his notes after that last encounter,
Mm-hmm.
With his studies into the undead, I think he would have made notes that these zombies were different, and that they didn't seem to kind of like regenerate or refuse to fall the way normal zombies would. The fact that they split into pieces definitely intrigues him.
Ooh, all right. Something else you would have noticed about these zombies as you were investigating them is that they were missing some teeth.
Would those happen to be the canine teeth?
No, just like a mix. I mean, they definitely were able to do damage to Beatrix with their bites. So, like, they had, I'd say, like, canines still intact. But, like, just randomly here and there, they seem to be missing teeth. It just stood out to you because, like, it doesn't seem like they all rotted and fell out sort of at the same time, like you might expect. But rather, it seems like they were probably missing them in life.
Weird. Very weird.
Now I'm like, oh, did I run these zombies wrong? No, it's correct.
No, I'm not familiar with Strahd zombies, but I would imagine Lucian is semi-familiar with like regular zombies and how they, reduce to 0 hit points, don't actually drop, they stay at 1. It's just hard to drop them like a typical zombie. So these having animated limbs and heads and things like that continue fighting on would definitely interest him. being
Yeah,
outside.
they are different.
Courage suspects Lucian's been trying for years to animate a hand.
Okay. Yeah, so you're climbing the road. Heading towards Valaki. As you head down the mountains, it's much easier climb. You you see a road so you're getting closer a couple hours later. Is there anything you guys want to do on the road, by the way? Should have started with that.
Callow, do you think there's some way to put wheels on this luggage?
Some way to put wheels on it. I suppose one could attach wheels. I'm not, to be honest, much of a craftsman or engineer.
I assumed you had some engineering and physics background based on how you handled that crossbow.
Well, I can't. I simply bought the crossbow. I didn't construct it myself.
Yeah, at first I thought that arrow might have come out of one of your bottles.
No, it's simply ordinary projectile.
Right. Yeah, as you come out of the mountains, you also pass through gates that look exactly like the ones that you passed through on your way into Barovia.
Hold on. Are these going to close if we go through them?
It's a mighty good question.
Is it the same, like the gates, wrought iron, open? Looks like they could possibly swing.
Yep.
Courage will push one all the way back.
So that it can stay open.
Yeah. Let's see if there's any way to like wedge it against. Or is there? And there's a wall as well. Okay.
With woods on either side.
Is anyone around it?
Mm-mm. You don't see anybody.
Does it look from is it the same? Like the exact same?
You know that you're definitely in a different location. Like the forest isn't quite as in like clustered here. What was the word? Claustrophobic. That's the word I'm looking for.
Okay.
So when
I'm
we
pulling these up for reference.
Yeah, when we came at so kind of using these pictures as the reference. When we first came at the gates, we came at it from this direction where it had the two statues and the emblem of Ravenloft above the gate. We went through it. I think it was kind of plain wall on the other side. So is it the same kind of thing this time? Are we walking toward like the decorated side, which would indicate it's facing outward, or are we walking toward like the plain side that looks like it would be opening?
Yep, that's right. You're like on the other side of it. Like you're on the plain side and the decorated side is the other side. That's a really good way to put it.
So it almost looks like we'd be walking out of, whereas before we were walking into.
Mm-hmm.
We're free, guys. Let's go. Let's get...
Ismark, Arena, we've gone through one gate like this before and it shut behind us and would not let us pass back through, so just wanted to warn you. You might be trapped in Valaki? In Valaki?
I mean, I guess we have to try, right? But surely people come this way all the time and don't seem to have problems.
Oh. All right.
All right, you guys walk through?
Courage will go last.
All right, so then Beatrix, it's a marching order, both Courage behind Elandra. Courage, as you cross the threshold as the last person through, nothing happens. They stay open.
Courage will walk back through the other way. And then back again.
As you walk back and forth, you hear the gates like scream a little bit on their hinges, like as if they're almost trying to move, but they don't. Like not much, just a little kind of trembling.
Oh, these ones are rusty. They're supposed to slam shut, but I think they're rusted. All right.
You continue on the road.
Was there any difference in like the emblem?
Nope, they looked, I mean, from what you can remember too, like they looked exactly the same, except that some of the, like the natural weathering of the stone was different on the other side.
And the statues were also decapitated on
Yes.
these? Okay.
That part was the same.
I'm starting to think that people here don't like statues.
Yes, Mark. Are decapitated statues a Barovia thing? Like the gallows?
The gallows were not really a Barovia thing. But no, I mean, I've never, like, obviously I know that the East Gate statues are decapitated, but I've never seen this West Gate before. I just knew of its existence. And you'll notice here as you come to the other side, you see another road sign that says Valaki, that points west. And the other side of the sign, it says Ravenloft to the east. So you're at like a T intersection.
Well, I say we diminish and go into the west.
West is best.
Sally, I heard you. I hear you talking through the other room, but we can't hear you.
I said diminish and fade into the west and remain Blinsky.
So is the road that is indicated towards Ravenloft is actually outside of the gate, correct?
It's like as you pass, as you pass through the gate, you come to, like, if this is the T, the gate's like right before the T part.
Right. Okay. So you would pass the gate and then turn.
And then turn.
Wait.
Gotcha.
Hold on. At the last intersection, there were undead. So everyone quiet for a second. And we'll listen for undead.
Make a perception check.
Oh, it's a 2 clicker.
8. Nope, you just hear the wind whistling through the trees.
Okay, I think it's clear.
Courage, are you back up front?
Sure.
Okay.
How long have we been walking since the fight with the zombies, by the way?
Since the fight with the zombies, I'd say you've been walking
Has it been more than an hour?
Yeah, it's been more than an hour.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to know if my temporary hit points are gone.
Yeah, I'd say at this point you've been traveling for about 4 to 5 hours. 5 with the combat, we'll say.
Have we taken
right? No, 4 hours. 4 hours.
Have we taken a short rest at all as we've been walking, or have we just kind of continued straight on through? Did we break for lunch?
That's up to you guys. That'll add an hour to your travel time, and you'll be pushing dark.
I think Callow would have probably advised everybody just kind of eat as we walk. If
as long as someone can take a turn with the bag, so I can grab something. Bag in one hand, shield on the other.
I can carry my own bag. Irina comes up to you and takes her bag back. No, I mean I'm in good shape. I just thought you were being kind, and which is so kind of you to carry my bag. But if it's a hassle, I don't want to be a burden.
It's just the one bag. I thought you had two.
No, I just have the one.
Oh. Nicely done.
It is very stuffed. Like, you could tell she tried to put as many of her belongings in it as she could, but...
Okay, I can take it back in a second.
No, it's fine. I will carry my own things. I should do this. You all walk for about another hour, and you see the road sort of turn off, and you can remember from where you were standing up high that this was the turn off towards the mill. And those of you with a passive perception over a 15, I don't have the list handy, as you're walking past this road, the wind blows, and you smell maybe the best thing that you have smelled since you came to Barovia, though it's a low bar. It's the smell of butter and of pastry on the wind. Smells warm and savory, and it's just like, it's like the smell when you walk past a batch in the morning.
Yeah.
Yup. It's real good.
So,
I mean, my passive...
I know we said we're not stopping for lunch.
Well, where is the smell coming from? My passive perception is not that high, so I have no idea.
Yeah, so you don't smell it.
Yeah.
Lucian
anyone else
does.
smell that?
He's up on his tiptoes, just drooling in the direction.
Yeah, it's coming from the road to the left.
I'm imagining Lucian like sort of floating through the air, being pulled along by the like Looney Tunes scent waves in the air.
Can we see anything down that road? Either a sign nearby or a building in the distance?
You don't see a sign, but yeah, looking as you sort of like peek down the road, you see a windmill at the end of it. It's not that long, the road.
And it's the one with the skeleton framing?
Not skeleton, it just looks dilapidated as opposed to...
Right, like its fans are just the wooden structure?
Yeah.
Is it turning?
Right now? No, it's not turning right now.
And do we have to walk past it to get to Vallaki?
No, so this is a turn off, like a little... Think of it like a long driveway, if you will.
I'm gonna say, weren't we warned against a place like this?
Against a buttery place?
Against a windmill. Those Vistrani ladies in the tavern back in Barovia Village told us we should beware a windmill on the road to Vallaki. That it was an evil place.
I mean, Anna said we'd see one.
No, this was before. This was those 3 tavern ladies.
Perhaps this is a smell of distraction. Trying to get...
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Probably avoid it.
You're right, I think Mirabelle said something to me. Okay. Maybe we'll come back later.
Rumble loudly as you decide to walk past the road. All right. You pass the road, and continue walking for another couple of hours. Where are my darn tabs?
As we walk, it's a good question though. Did we trust those tavern ladies?
Well, if for some other reason, except for a good smell, there were a reason to go to the windmill, then maybe we could ask ourselves that question, but we're not missing out on much by not going. So I think probably safer to trust them, no?
I mean, as we're walking, just imagine they have the best pastries ever, and some strangers come into your tavern. For some reason, you want to sabotage them, so you tell them not to go there in a foreboding way. That'd be pretty
Courage,
evil.
there will be other pastries.
You promise?
I mean, we've been here
I
multiple
promise.
days, and this is the first pastry I've smelt. Maybe there are
Well,
no
we
other
haven't
pastries.
We haven't gotten to Vallaki yet. I bet you there's pastries in Vallaki.
I'm just
It's
saying.
margarita.
I'm just saying. I am not a man of faith, but those smelled heavenly.
Do you want to turn around?
You know what? If they're that good, I bet they sell them in town.
Exactly.
So,
We can get them from some non-creepy vendor.
Unless they're just like a startup and this is like an open house.
maybe it's like this could be gentrification. They could be reclaiming this old beaten up mill. The metagamer in me, so the player in me is like, there is no way anything that smells good in this fucking forsaken land could possibly be good for us. And then the actual character is like, I gotta go look. I gotta look. I gotta poke the bear. Why else would Emily want to try to get us to go there? We gotta go poke that bear, folks.
I have to say, it's like in Peace Corps, even if you'd been like, yeah, that pastry smell you smell, like, those people are evil, I'd be like, I do not fucking care. Like, those pastries smell incredible, and I will go get them. That is Emily saying this, to be clear. I'm not trying to tell you what to do as a DM, just from, like, real human experience of, like, well, I don't care. The food smells great.
Yeah, we've had iron rations and Vistani cast-offs. I think I'm in the mood for a croissant.
So, for context, Beatrix cannot smell the smell. So she can't smell it. And so she's like, well, if you guys say you smell it, but, like, that's not a reason. Like, I don't smell
I
shit.
can't.
Let's keep walking.
Now, that argument doesn't work when we talk about your god. I can't hear it. You can't smell it. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Can we meet in the middle here?
I haven't asked you to do anything for my god. You want me to do stuff for your nose.
It does seem weird though. Like, why would a windmill smell like a bakery? It's like walking past a barn and it smells like steak. It's like there's a couple more steps that need to happen.
Well, they may be using more of the space in the windmill for other production methods. I do find to the broader point about whether or not we should trust those women we spoke to back in Barovia village. Well, I suppose I would put the question to our local companions here. Those three women. Do you find that their interests are more or less aligned with yours?
What do you mean aligned with our interests?
All right, Ismark was there.
Yeah.
I suppose the more direct question is, do you trust them?
Well, those ladies have owned the tavern for a long time. It is difficult to talk about because it means telling you things about Barovians that sometimes we do not like to share. But there are some things I'm realizing, especially after staying at the pool yesterday, that perhaps I must do more reflection on. We tend to not trust the Vistani in general, because they can leave and come back, and there's only one way they could do that, and that's if they are in league with the devil himself. They must be granted this power from him. So, those particular 3 ladies have never done anything to harm me or my family that I know of. They've always seemed innocuous, but I also avoid them. I'm realizing I may have some prejudices that are unfair. And you see, like, Arena's, like, nodding along with Ismark on this topic.
Well,
Beatrix.
For some reason, my also keeps switching to Microsoft Teams, which is weird because I don't even use Microsoft Teams. I don't. Wait. So
I'm telling you, that's the thing.
Jeanette, are you using AirPods?
Yes.
Ah, we're
I
the
don't
only
know
people
why it
using
does it.
AirPods on this.
I'm using AirPods.
No, I think this is an alchemy problem. Anyway, I forgot what I was going to say.
So they just told you about some biases that they hold against them.
Oh, yeah. So, well, I appreciate your awareness of any unfair biases that you may have, but I have to agree, it does seem as though the Restani's ability, by their own admission, to move about more freely than other Barovians does originate from the Devil's Strahd. That, in and of itself, does not endear them too greatly to me.
Well, we have an easy way to solve this problem. Courage, why don't you ask Shantea? Should we go to that windmill? Will we be in danger? We go to that windmill.
Let's burn an augury on it.
I mean, if we just sat for 10 minutes, I bet Shantae would give me a freebie.
We can sit for 10 minutes.
But we've already been walking for like a half hour. I don't want to turn around and go all the way back.
We can say you've been, like, sort of pausing if you want. But...
No, I wanna say we've been walking this whole time.
Okay.
Maybe 10 minutes. But, like, so it's been a gentle slope downhill since?
You're pretty much done with the downhill. In fact, the windmill sits in the valley along with Velaki.
Oh, so it's flatland.
Yep.
Can we tell about how much longer it is to Velaki proper?
Yeah, probably like less than an hour.
Okay, let's ask Shantea. She likes a good baked good. Is everyone okay if we just wait here for like 10 minutes?
Yup.
Alright. And we'll find like a tree to sit down against or a rock to sit on that has where Courage can have a good view, and we'll take out her prayer wheel and ritual cast augury. The question being, I think this is actually a good one for augury. We'll receive an omen about a specific course of action for the next 30 minutes. The course of action being go to the windmill.
Like, is it? Are you asking should you go, or are you like? Can you be a little bit more specific about
that? If we go to the windmill, where there be good results or bad results, or both good and bad, or nothing.
Yeah, so as you cast auguries in your prayer wheel,
it's like religious Yelp.
Yeah. The wind blows again, and you smell the good pastry smell, but you also get the smell. No one else smells this; it's just you. You also get the smell of like decay and rank underneath, which you might interpret as weal and woe. For it could be good, it could be bad.
Okay, so after 10 minutes, and I think it's not just saying quietly. It's like bargaining with Shantea. Be like, look, if you tell us it's going to be helpful for everyone, maybe we can get some kind of sponsorship deal, a collab, and then we'll come back. It's like, all right, I have good news and bad news. That windmill is good news and bad news.
How much light do we have left?
I'd say sun is going to set probably in like 2 hours or so.
Let's save it for later.
Or maybe 3 hours. 2.5.
Maybe come
2.5
back
hours.
After we get Arena to safety.
Yeah, good idea.
You continue walking. And
Lucian.
the old spell... Oh, go ahead.
There was a suggestion there's a smell of death from there. If, it might be a place you might want to come back to for your studies.
Just makes me want to go even more.
Death and pastries sounds right up your alley.
Death and pastries would be a great... No, I don't know. Not a bakery.
Guaranteed there's
It's
a
like
murder mystery called that.
It's like the Eddie Izzard bit.
It's
Cake
like
or
a
death?
bakery.
Cake or death, yeah.
It's like a bakery for assassins. Lucian, why were you so curious in those zombie parts?
Well, as I may have mentioned, I make a study of all things undead. And they were rather unusual.
Mm-hmm. Are there? I mean, is there a lot of variation?
Not that I have previously experienced. Most of the time, zombies are simply mindless constructs of necromantic magic. Can often be difficult to kill without fire. But I have never seen them where they sprout body parts that remain ambulatory and continue to attack, only to cease moving when the main host corpse is somehow reduced. Even the magics here seem strange in the ways that they work, but still fascinating.
That's fascinating. Do you think? I didn't really think about it. Where they come from? Do you think that Strahd had something to do with them?
I've no real way to know. We keep hearing, that his curse is what infects this whole place. So maybe indirectly, he's having some kind of impact on whatever magics were, used to bring these foul creatures back. But there's no way to know without further study, and I don't know if we really want to come across more of these things. But fingers crossed, we might get lucky.
Yeah, your curiosity fascinates me. Within our faith, it was always a I don't know. Not shoot first. Stop first. Ask questions never. So, Glamry Windbow was the high harvest mistress of Shantea. She was very adamant against resurrection. It's against the cycles of nature and bringing death into new life, and only cast raise dead on like special patrons. It always seemed a little strange to make an exception to a rule, but even then it was very taboo.
I don't know. My upbringing was different than that. The Eladrin peoples have no real qualms against necromancy and necromantic magics. It would not have been something that would have most of my brethren would have ever even considered being taboo. So it always interests me to, now that I walk amongst the people of the realms, to see just how they treat the idea of the undead or the walking dead or the undying as being something outside of nature. If all magics come from the same place, then why is one, such as necromancy, any more or less valuable than, say, evocation?
But, I mean, isn't it clearly not from nature? Elandra, do you know of anything in nature that comes back from the dead? While walking.
I'm thinking this through based on some stuff. I mean, I believe magic and can bring things back from the dead. No?
But I can't think of any animals that die, as we would say, and then come back to life naturally. It always seems there's some kind of otherworldliness to it.
Agreed.
Which doesn't mean it's wrong. I guess that's the real question: isn't necromancy inherently evil?
I would say yes.
In what way?
Well, I've never really thought about it.
Is it not simply the application of a specific type of magic to a specific end? In that way, how is it any different than evocation, conjuration, abjuration, all of which tap into the primordial magics of the planes? Because one brings something back to life rather than creating something out of the ether? Is it evil to create a zombie? Is it evil to summon an elemental?
It's funny. I through Shantae, I have an ability to kind of get a feel for otherworldly good and evil, and it will sense the undead, but I guess I've always assumed that's because it's evil.
Well, I'm not quite sure why we would ascribe any sort of moral qualification to a particular school of magic any more than we would apply a moral qualification to any other biological or chemical process. I think the reality is that whether physical or magical, these processes are indifferent to our own conceptions of morality. They simply are.
One could argue
As this conversation As this conversation is going on, Beatrix has no particular dog in this fight, but is like mildly curious. And so she's gonna say in her head, "Hey, big guy, do you have any strong opinions on this? Are the undead inherently evil or what?"
Big guy seems to be pretty quiet.
Hey,
Big guy does not have something to weigh in on this.
Anytime you have something to say, you can just pop into my head and tell me, but you're not going to answer my questions? She's going to keep walking. I'm feeling very ill-used.
The gods are fickle.
I just smited a bunch of guys for you. God!
So as you all continue walking, the road meanders into this valley that's washed over by dark, brooding mountains in both the north and the south. Eventually the woods recede, revealing a sullen mountain burg surrounded by a big wooden palisade. Thick fog presses up against the wall as though it's looking for a way inside, hoping to catch the town aslumber. As you get closer, you see a few abandoned cottages outside of the palisade. The dirt road ends at a set of sturdy iron gates with a pair of shadowy figures standing behind them. Planted in the ground and flanking the road outside the gates are a half-dozen pikes with wolves' heads impaled on them. And I actually think this might be a good stopping point for the night. Welcome to Vallaki.
Yay!
Really want to see how Elandra's going to react to all the wolf heads on pikes.
We will open with that question.